Alright, good morning. So it's the next weekend now. It's on a Saturday. And yeah, it's pretty slow. So we're going to be trying to cut a bunch of boards this morning. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this top board in place. That's going to be above here. This will hopefully help space this to the proper 18 inches that it's supposed to be. This section on the outskirts here is trying to flex one way or the other, so it should help keep it pinned in place. And then also to help add some strength, we're going to go ahead and add a board up here that's going to be for the top shelf, and then also go ahead and cut the board that's going to be on top of the washing machine. So we're going to get both of those cut, get them shellacked, and then get those in place. And while we're shellacking those, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting drawer facings. So let's do this. Alright, so we're about to be wrapping up for the day. We need to run to town real quick before it gets too late. So I finished up all the drawer facings for the kitchen drawers. So those are ready to go. We're not going to paint those or prep those until the drawer latches come in. We're using pull latches, so we want to make sure that those get mounted and we have enough space and clearance in case I need to chop some excess off the top of the drawer facing before we paint them. So those will be finished up next weekend. We also cut the 3 boards for the back area. Those are right here. So the last coats of shellac went on. I can mount those in the morning. And then we also cut the kitchen counter. So the plan is tomorrow we're going to take a test piece of wood because we're going to do a surface top epoxy on our counter, and those surface top epoxy can sometimes delaminate depending on the stain you're going to use. So for us, the color we liked, for the darker side, we really liked this oil-based stain. And then we also have the shellac, which we really like the look of. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a test piece of wood, do stain on one side, shellac on the other. Then we're going to pour some epoxy over it and let it cure for a few days. We're going to do a test where we take razor blade and cut into that surface top epoxy in like a tic-tac-toe pattern. Put some duct tape over it and rip it up. And if any of those squares pop off, then we know that it has the potential for delamination, right? It should be so adhered to it that it shouldn't be able to pull up from duct tape. So that's what we're going to test tomorrow as well. And then I'm just going to keep cutting boards. I need to do the drawer facings for the rear tomorrow as well after I get these mounted. And then I also need to start on the floor of our bedroom. So we plan to raise that floor by a few inches. So anyway, yeah, so the rest of this evening I'm just gonna put the rest of this stuff up, and then we're gonna run to town. So probably the next time I pick up will be in the morning. So see you then. Good morning. So it is Sunday now, and this morning is kind of a late start. So we had our first, I guess, breakfast with friends in the bus. It's very interesting. We had to like move the table over there and then bring in some more chairs, but it worked. It worked. Paige made some glorious biscuits and gravy for everyone, and funny enough, I don't think Dan and Lisa was saying that they've never really had biscuits and gravy like that before, but they loved it. So got a little bit of southern home cooking for sure. So we spent some time with them this morning. We've been kind of relaxing, getting moving. I just made me another coffee, and I'm about to get the ribs going. But we've got to get going because my goal today is to finish the drawer facings for the rear bedroom, closet, drawers, whatever you want to call them. So what I'm going to jump on right now. I'm going to mount in these boards that I cut yesterday and we shellacked, and then get started. So let's do this. Sweet. So this is about how high I was thinking about raising the floor. It was about where my feet are now when I'm standing on this. Yeah, I think this is good. These drawers are supposed to be pushed open. The bottoms work, but these two just will not work. It's crazy. Very aggravating. But either way, it's looking good here. So now we can do the drawer facings. Whew. Alright, I'm gonna move all this out of the way, clean up. I need a chair, sit down and measure everything again. Man. Okay. So I got all my measurements written down. It's kind of wonky though. You know, I'm trying to space all these inset facings by 1/8 of an inch, but it looks like this board here has like a pretty extreme curve to it right here, and it's hard to tell. And this section will get sucked over that way like another 1/8 of an inch once this is mounted in later. But I don't want to go off that. I don't want the wood to flex over time, and then we're going to run into issues where the drawer facings run into each other. So what I did was I measured the width at like both the top and bottom of the drawer, chose the smallest number, and then went based off of that. So it will look, it's not going to be super uniform, but it's the closest it could get. The second route we could go is pick the shortest width across the entire section here, and then go based off shortening it by 2/8 to get your eighth on each side, and do that for all of them, and then try to make them uniform to each other. I'm going to throw out both options to Paige and let her decide on this one, because this is kind of difficult. So, you can go either way, really. Yeah. So I'm going to go get Paige real quick. So, test fitting the counterboard that we're gonna finish, or the counter that we're gonna finish next weekend. And there is some slight bowing to this board. Sadly, it's so dry out here that when I'm out there and I'm leaving these boards in the sun, they soak up all that sun and then dry out. So, there's actually a pretty big flex right here in the middle that needs to go back down. It's not horrible, but I have pocket holes in the bottom of this that will shoot up into there. I'll take the drawers out, shoot those so that way it sucks it in. But still, that's pretty far. How do I even put enough weight on it? Let me see if I can get Paige. Spread your legs for me. Man, this board is strong. I think it's gonna be good though. Slide to the back, like further back on this. Can you bounce your butt a little bit? Yes, so damn strong.
Looking good.
It's very clean on this side. Like when I'm looking at it from all this area, it's very clean. If you ever wanted to add like some small little black handles or something, we could just turn it into normal pool drawers. And then do something later where we do like a strap when we're driving. I think we need to put up air like things here. You can do nets while we drive. Catch nets.